Comrades, ladies and gentlemen, veterans, thank you very much for that very overly generous introduction. You know, every time I'm introduced like that, God, I wish my parents were still alive. My father would really enjoy it, being an old sergeant major, and my mother would believe everything. It's an honor to be here today, and I'm blown away by the success of this new Legion. I'm with, and the rest of you don't be offended, I'm with real vets. I was born on the 30th of April 1940. Now, fortunately, 5 years later, on the same date, Hitler committed suicide, so that was a good day. And we all know that God and King and Queen, and country and regiment get you to the battlefield, but it doesn't keep you there. It's your buddies that keep you there. People that when you get tunnel vision under fire, it's about 15 feet on either side of you. So it's the comradeship that initiated the cause of the Legion, and today it's still extremely important that you have a chance to get together and share memories. I'm delighted to be here supporting your MPP, Lisa MacLeod's initiative of a private members bill, even though I'm in a neighboring riding. When we moved to Ottawa 3.5 years ago, I didn't set a Guinness's Book of Records, but it was close. I only did 1 year out of 36 years in the military serving in Ottawa. We refer to it as capital punishment. We avoid it as much as possible. But when we moved here, I wanted a penthouse. I wanted a penthouse apartment overlooking the Ottawa River. My wife wanted a 100-acre farm, so we compromised and bought a 78-acre farm out on Upper Dwyer Hill Road. So when I get death threats still from the Balkans, I have JTF2, not that far. But let's talk a little bit about the initiative and the private members bill. It's sort of curious that the center three provinces, Manitoba, Quebec, and Ontario, are the only three that don't formally recognize the 11th of November as a statutory holiday, although Nova Scotia's come sort of partway. They have a Remembrance Day Act, and it's voluntary for businesses, and because it's Nova Scotia, the majority of them allow their persons the day off to attend ceremonies. So we're very close to a national statutory holiday. We only have 5, if I remember correctly: Christmas, New Year's, Good Friday, Labor Day, and Canada Day. And ultimately, presumably, we will soon get to the point of a national statutory holiday. Now, there's been some comments from, in the case of the Legion, the provincial level command, that they don't like the idea. And I think we have to accept that they made that decision or that recommendation, I don't think it was a collective one, based on bad information. Because their reasoning is, and the reasoning of a number of people I've encountered as I've been speaking to the media, is that it would take the young people away from a ceremony on the 11th of November in their school. Now, let me assure you that in my entire lifetime, I have never seen the attention that teachers and communities are expending on their young people and the response, the positive response of the young people in this country. I get brown envelopes sent to me from schools across the country saying, "Hey, General Mackenzie, what do you think about this for Remembrance Week?" My response is, it used to be hard to get a minute. Whatever you're doing is outstanding. As we speak, there are some schools digging trenches in the backyard of the schoolyard in the rain and having some of the students spend time in there to replicate, at least for a short time, trench warfare in World War I. There are schools in this province where young people research someone who was killed in World War I, World War II, or Korea, and check their backgrounds and study their backgrounds, and in grade 10 developed some understanding for the battles they fought in. And in grade 11 or 12, they actually go over to Europe and track down the military cemetery and the tombstone, the headstone of the individual that they researched. Now, that never happened in my day. It never happened in my daughter's day. It's happening now. So I don't think the Legion at the provincial level has to be the least bit concerned. In fact, Lisa's bill ensures that the last school day before Remembrance Day, there will be ceremonies in the school. So it's a double victory. The kids get a chance to actually participate in their school environment, and the next day they can go to one of the ceremonies. And as a guy that does part of the colored commentary at the National Service for CTV, I've been watching. For the last 5 years, the number of young people that show up is really impressive. Now it's an ill wind that doesn't blow some good. And our service in Afghanistan, no matter what you think about the mission, the sacrifice, has really highlighted it, and the young people are paying attention. So kudos to you, Lisa, for this initiative. It's only natural that it comes from someone up the road from where I was born in Nova Scotia. But we have a habit of coming to Ontario and helping out as best we can. And if we don't go to the oil patch, we have to come to Ontario. And thank you very much for this tremendous attendance here, and let's give Lisa all the support we can.